a man secretly marries another woman behind his wife's back. He believes he has hidden everything perfectly, but he had no idea that his wife already knew everything. So, in order to set her unfaithful husband free, the woman throws away all the cheap gifts he had given her. Then she places all the evidence of his cheating on the table, breaks her SIM card, and silently walks out of his life forever without looking back so that the man may regret for the rest of his life. On the other hand, the husband still has no idea about anything. After leaving his marriage, he is returning home when suddenly on the way, his eyes fall on his wife. At that moment, he realizes that he has lost her forever. But he does not know that all of this happened because of his own mistakes. In reality, he once loved his wife deeply, so much that he even gave up his billion-dollar inheritance for her and was beaten after fighting with his father. Eventually, his father accepted their marriage, but placed one condition. Because his wife had experienced several miscarriages and was unable to become a mother, he must have a perfect gene child, and the girl for that would be chosen by the family themselves. For the sake of love, the husband agreed to this condition, and the wife also agreed, thinking everything would be temporary and things would be fine after the child. However, she never imagined that this agreement would turn into reality so soon. On the very day of their wedding, the husband receives a call from that other woman, and without looking back, he leaves his wife and goes to her. When the wife reaches the hospital, she sees that her husband and his family are happy with that woman, and the happiness of becoming a father is clearly visible on her husband's face. Seeing this, the wife realizes that she has now become an extra person in their lives. When the wife confronts him, the husband becomes nervous seeing her, but the wife directly asks him when he will leave that woman now that the child has been born. Hearing this, the husband hesitates to answer, which breaks the wife's heart. Meanwhile, the other woman immediately starts acting. While pretending to apologize, she falls down and shifts all the blame onto the wife. Seeing this, the husband, without knowing the truth, starts getting angry at his wife, and in front of her, lifts the cunning woman into his arms and leaves the place. At that moment, the wife's heart is completely broken, and she finally understands that fairy tale-like love only exists in stories. So she decides to end the relationship herself, and calls the immigration office to begin the process of canceling her identity. On the other hand, the husband brings that woman and her baby home, and lies to his wife, saying that once she recovers, he will send her back. Hearing this, the wife does not argue and remains silent, which surprises the husband. However, the cunning woman is secretly planning how to remove the wife from the house. The next day, when the husband goes to the company, the cunning woman begins insulting the wife and reveals a secret that shakes her completely. It turns out that for all these years, every time she became pregnant, she mysteriously suffered a miscarriage, and behind all of this was none other than her own husband, because the woman had already told him that until her child was born, the other woman should not become a mother either. Hearing this, the wife is extremely shocked. Finally, she realizes why every time she became pregnant, some accident would always happen. In reality, her husband was also involved with that woman. At that moment, the cunning woman sees the husband returning home, so she immediately starts provoking the wife even more. Because of this, the wife loses control of herself and in anger grabs the cunning woman by the neck, but just then, the husband arrives and pushes his wife away, causing her head to hit the wall. However, the husband only cares about the cunning woman and takes her to the hospital. Seeing this, the wife completely gives up, and within a few days decides to leave his life forever. Now, what will happen next?